Hey everyone, Sheila here from Life with Pets. So today we're going to be doing a major makeover on our 10-gallon divided tank. It has been quite a while since this tank has had any sort of big changes to it, and there was something that we were wanting to try to give it a very different look, and so today that is what we're going to do. So we went ahead and started emptying the tank, and let me tell you, doing this took such a long time. I think in total it was about 7 to 8 hours to do the tank, and a lot of time was spent obviously tearing the tank down and especially getting out all the shrimp and the snails, and you'll see why we did that a bit later in the video. So that took us a very long time, and we had to keep waiting for the water to settle so that we could then see into the tank again to be able to catch the shrimp. Here we're taking out the crypt, and as you can see, just look at the roots on this plant, and this plant was only grown in this tank with root tabs. So root tabs are very important for feeding your plants, and that is all that we've used in this tank. And as many of you know, one of the main reasons we set up the tank was to show that you could grow plants in sand substrate. Now, one of the reasons we chose to break down this tank completely was to just show you guys how to put our divider into a tank, and how you can do that even if you've got already substrate in the tank. It is a question that we get asked a lot, and so I thought that it would be good just to, while we were doing this makeover, then we would actually show you doing that. For those of you that are new to our channel or just checking out divided tank videos, we do actually make these, and I will leave links to them in the description box below. When adding our divider into the tank, make sure that you don't force it. If you don't have an Aqueon tank, then it's not going to fit. You put it in the tank, you do want to raise the sidebars up so that it fits underneath the rim, and then also you can then push the sidebars out so that you get a good fit against the glass. Then you can just measure it to make sure it's in the center of your tank. So it is very easy to put in the tank whether you have substrate in or not. Just make sure that you move all the substrate out the way if you have got substrate already in the tank, and the divider obviously can then just go straight into it. Once it's in the tank, just add the little clip clamps, and then you're good to go. You're then able to do whatever you want to do in the tank to decorate it. The divider shouldn't move if it has been fitted correctly, and it will be safe for your fish. If you do have another tank like a top fin or aquaculture tank, our dividers can actually be modified to fit those tanks. So if you are interested in buying one but you do have a different tank, then by all means contact us and we can tell you how they can be modified, and then you can decide if that's something that you want to do. So this is the background that we're going to put in the tank. We got it off eBay, and it's a styrofoam background. Unfortunately, it did arrive broken, and the seller was very good. They did give us a full refund. However, we've decided that we are going to try and use it and see if we can make it that you can't see it in the tank. So that's what we're going to work with. As you can see, it is fairly thick, and so we're hoping by getting a decent fit in the tank, then we're not going to be able to see the broken piece. The background does have a lot of texture to it. If I use this broken piece, you can see if I put it on the side, it is raised and sort of has like a rock face effect, and it does have a 3D effect to it. So hopefully it will look really good in the tank. Once we cut the background down to size and put it into the tank, we were really pleased to see that you could not see the break in it at all. Then we went ahead and then added some of the plants back in. Now this one is a crypt, and we broke it in half. We sort of cut it down the middle and teased it apart because it was just way too big to put both the big ones back in. So we decided that we would try sort of putting them in half. I hope we haven't shocked the plant too much, but it is extremely healthy, so it should be okay. We then went ahead and decided that we were going to do something sort of a little bit different in trying to get the overall look as one tank. And so what we did is set up a makeshift divided tank on a board, and then I just super glued some slate pieces together and then added in the plants into it, and then obviously we put it into the tank. The reason I sort of used a board outside of the tank was so that we could make sure that it matched up, and I think that it did work out really well. Once we'd added the plants back in, we then added root tabs to the tank, and these are the ones that we use. I will leave a link to them in the description box below, and as you can see from the beginning of the video, we get amazing growth with using these. This is all we use in the tank. We don't use liquid fertilizers, and our plants grow like crazy. You have to remember when you add plants to a tank that you do need a way of feeding them, especially when you have a substrate like sand or gravel where there are no nutrients already in it. Now if you're using something like EcoComplete or Fluval Stratum, then maybe it's a little bit different, but especially with sand or gravel, you do need a way of feeding your plants, and in this tank we choose to use the root tabs, and like I say, we do get incredible growth in them, and especially in our floating plant we get exceptional growth, and you will see that towards the end of the video. So the tank is now finished, and as you can see it is still a little cloudy, so we are going to have to wait for it to clear to get sort of a full overall effect in the tank. We're very pleased with the outcome and absolutely love the background and just like the dimension it gives to the tank. I don't think I mentioned earlier about the filters. We have used the same filters, and we did keep them in aquarium water while we did this so that we wouldn't lose too much of the bacteria. So the tank is still fully cycled, and I have since checked the water just to make sure, and there are no issues with that. The plants we've used in the tank are Crypts, some different types of Anubias, Boos, and then also the floating plant is Frogbit. So I hope you enjoyed this tank makeover. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed to this channel and would like to see more videos like this, then please do so, and we'll see you next time.